Hello and welcome to a new adventure in the Book of Stories. Today's story is about Shweet the Mangled. The sky above Varnholme churned like the inside of an old alchemist's flask, swirling blacks and coppers lit from within by threads of charged ether. The whir of gears echoed through the rusted canyons of the city, steam bleeding from bronze vents lining every alley like arteries. In the middle of the upper tier, beneath a scaffold of rotating brass orbs, a man walked in silence. His coat trailed smoke. His boots crushed soot. His name was spoken in whispers and deathbed confessions. Shweet the Mangled had returned. They said he tore limbs not to kill but to send a message. That he smiled when the arteries sprayed, a grin jagged from a broken jaw never set right. He didn't hide his scars. In fact, he painted them black to make sure every man he faced knew the damage he'd endured, and what he was willing to survive again. He was no longer supposed to be alive. Last known reports placed him inside the flaming hull of the Sable Howler as it nosedived into the Spire Swamp 3 winters ago. But survival was a religion to men like Shweet, and legends don't drown, they surface with fury. He came now not for war, but for the key. The one buried beneath Varnholme's central generator, guarded by the Church of Aetherical Enlightenment. A relic forged during the Celestial Revolt, when machines first began dreaming, and men began burning them for it. 2 young scouts had spotted Shweet entering the lower docks. By the time their alarm whistles reached the brass barracks, he was already halfway to the inner sanctum. He moved like a ghost through steel corridors and clanging lifts, pausing only once to admire a tower clock still ticking on sunstone batteries. "Old girl still breathes," he murmured. A squad of automaton enforcers approached, brass limbs clicking with precision. Shweet didn't break stride. One flick of his coat, and 2 arc-charged discs slid into his palms. With a twist of the wrist, he launched them. A blue arc ignited, trailing lightning in a cross pattern. The front 2 machines collapsed, torsos split. Sparks danced in the oil rain. The remaining 4 adjusted their aim, but Shweet ducked low, slipped beneath a gear platform, and planted an electromagnet bomb with one hand while the other drew his jagged revolver, handmade, 6-barreled, and inscribed with the names of those who'd begged. 2 trigger pulls later, only one enforcer stood, half its face burned out. The magnet clicked. "Salute the sky," Shweet whispered. The blast sent the final automaton upward into the turbine blades. He continued on. Not for glory. Not for revenge. But because beneath the sanctum, buried in a lockbox fused with forbidden alloys, was the one thing he needed to end the pact war once and for all. Something no nation wanted him to find. A voice rang out from above the generator shaft. "Shweet. Didn't think I'd see your cursed grin again." Shweet looked up. There, perched on a suspended catwalk with a rifle of bone and brass, was an old friend, if such a word could still be used. "Captain Grelm," Shweet said with a grin that hadn't changed since the mangling. "Still tracking ghosts?" Grelm cocked the rifle. "No. Just one." Grelm's eyes hadn't aged, though his hair was touched with brass gray and his left arm was now more gear than flesh. The rifle he held was a relic of the siege of Iron Glen, where both he and Shweet had made names for themselves, though only one came out with a bounty on his head. "I figured the tides would swallow you," Grelm called, his voice low over the whir of turbines. "But no. You clawed your way back just in time to ruin everything." "I don't want to ruin it," Shweet said, walking forward, hands raised but loose. "Just borrow something." "You always say that before the bleeding starts." Grelm jumped down, boots clanging on the bronze floor. The 2 men stood mere paces apart, history buzzing like static between them. "You know what's below us," Grelm continued. "The Pax coil doesn't belong to you. Doesn't belong to anyone." "I know," Shweet replied. "That's why I'm taking it." They circled. No weapons yet, just memories. Fights like this didn't begin with bullets. They began with reasons. "She died thinking you'd come back," Grelm said. Shweet's face flickered. "I did. Too late." Grelm's rifle rose just as Shweet drew his revolver. Time slowed. Steam hissed. Gears screamed. They fired. The clash echoed through the sanctum. Shweet's bullet struck the rifle mid-barrel, exploding it in Grelm's hands. Grelm's shot burned across Shweet's ribs, cutting smoke from his coat. Shweet moved fast, slamming Grelm into the generator wall. Pipes dented. Sparks flew. The rifleman snarled and threw a knee into Shweet's gut. Still got fight, Shweet grunted. I've been saving it for you. They traded blows, fists, elbows, the occasional short blade hidden in sleeves. Grelm bled from his lip. Shweet bled from everywhere else. The Mangled smiled wider. Done? Shweet asked, pinning Grelm at the throat. You're not ready, Grelm spat. You never were. That's the point. He released him, let Grelm slump. Shweet moved toward the vault doors behind the generator. They were inscribed with runes so old even the brass monks feared them. A small key, shaped like a spinal disc and pulsing with violet light, was drawn from Shweet's chest pocket. He slotted it into the control panel. The doors groaned. Ancient steam flooded out. Inside was a chamber of coils, floating gyros, and in the center, a glass pod. Within the pod, hovering as if asleep, was the Pax coil, a heart-sized device forged of opal metal and dreaming code. It pulsed like a heartbeat, emitting time distortions in short bursts. The power to reset clocks. To undo. To win. Behind him, Grelm rose again. I won't let you use it, he rasped. I don't want to, Shweet said. I want to destroy it. Grelm blinked. What? Some things shouldn't be born. And this thing rewrites fate. That means it's above consequence. Then why come? Because no one else would. Shweet stepped into the chamber, laid a hand on the glass. His breath fogged the surface. The coil shimmered, reacting to him. Reading him. And for the first time in years, Shweet saw something that almost looked like his past. A war. A girl. A promise. He pressed a second disc to the glass, an implosion charge set to wipe molecular signatures. Then he walked out. You'll be hunted for this, Grelm said, now leaning against the vault doorframe. I already am. Behind them, the charge counted down. 10. 9. They walked together, both limping. Old warriors. Survivors. 3. 2. The explosion was soft, like breath leaving a dying lung. And the future shifted. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and comment for more content like this. I hope you have a great day and until next time.